What would you do if the man you hated your whole life suddenly became the father of your child? This is the story of Willow and Jonathan, and trust me, it gets messy fast. Jonathan isn't just any man, he's Chief's right-hand man, his most trusted ally, almost like a son. But to Willow, he's the reason she barely has a father. Every time Jonathan shows up, her dad disappears into work, and the resentment has been building for years. Then comes the breaking point, Willow's birthday. A huge celebration was planned, even a dream trip to Dubai, something she had been looking forward to for so long. But just when everything seemed perfect, Jonathan walks in with a business deal, and just like that, Chief cancels the trip. No celebration, no bonding, nothing. And Willow completely loses it. She looks Jonathan dead in the eye and tells him she hates him, not casually, but with real anger. She ends up travelling alone, hurt and disappointed. But when she returns, her father tries to make things right. He cooks for her, they sit down and eat together, sharing a quiet moment that feels warm but still doesn't fix the deeper issue. A few days later, Jonathan visits again, and this time he decides to confront her directly. He asks her why she hates him so much, and Willow doesn't hold back. She tells him he's always around her father like he doesn't have a life of his own, that he should find people his own age to hang out with and stop taking her dad away from her. The words are harsh, but Jonathan absorbs them calmly. Things only get worse when Chief sends Jonathan to pick Willow up from school. She's furious and embarrassed, and in front of everyone she insults him, calling him a dog who blindly follows her father's orders. She accuses him of having a hidden agenda, saying he wants to marry her just to inherit her father's company and makes it very clear that it will never happen. She insists she will take over the company herself and doesn't need him anywhere near her life. But here's where things get interesting. Willow already has a boyfriend named Austin, and in her eyes he's perfect. She believes he's the best thing that has ever happened to her, and she's deeply invested in the relationship. So much so that she's been sending him large amounts of money to help him through tough times. Her friend Hadassah tries to warn her, pointing out that Austin might be taking advantage of her kindness, but Willow refuses to listen. She gets defensive, insisting that Hadassah wouldn't understand because she doesn't have a boyfriend. Then one day, everything changes. Jonathan is at a hotel waiting for a client when he overhears a familiar voice. Curious, he looks over, and it's Austin. But he's not alone. He's with another woman, laughing and bragging about how Willow is basically under his control. He openly admits that he's only with her for her father's wealth, and that once they get married, he plans to take over the entire company. Jonathan doesn't hesitate. He confronts him immediately, warning him to stay away from Willow, but Austin is arrogant and unfazed. He confidently says Willow loves him too much to ever believe anything against him. Determined to protect her, Jonathan goes straight to Willow and tells her to break up with Austin, but she completely shuts him down, accusing him of meddling in her personal life. That's when Jonathan drops a shocking statement. He tells her the real reason she hates him is because she actually has feelings for him. Willow denies it immediately, but before she can argue further, Jonathan shows her the video he recorded of Austin. And just like that, her world collapses. The man she trusted, the man she defended, was nothing but a liar using her. Heartbroken and shattered, Willow struggles to process everything, but in that emotional vulnerability, something unexpected begins to grow between her and Jonathan. They start talking more, opening up to each other, and for the first time, Willow begins to see him differently. She learns about his past, how he grew up without a father, how he lost his wife during childbirth, and how he's been carrying responsibilities alone for so long. The more she understands him, the more her hatred fades. And eventually, it turns into something else entirely. One moment changes everything. Overwhelmed by her emotions, Willow kisses him. Jonathan is surprised but admits he has feelings for her too, though he's afraid of what her father would think. Despite the risk, they begin a secret relationship, growing closer every day while hiding everything from Chief. When Chief returns from a trip, Willow senses something is off. He claims everything is fine, but Jonathan later reveals the truth. Chief had actually gone for surgery and didn't want his daughter to worry.
As their relationship deepens, Jonathan suddenly starts pulling away. He tells Willow they shouldn't continue, that he's too old for her and her father would never approve. But Willow refuses to accept that. She insists she doesn't care about the age difference and is determined to be with him no matter what. When Jonathan continues to avoid her, she tracks him down to his house, demanding answers. She admits she can't even focus on her exams because of him, and when she tries to leave, Jonathan stops her. In a moment of weakness, he pulls her back and kisses her again, and they give in to their feelings completely. Meanwhile, Chief notices how happy Willow has become and assumes it's because she has a new boyfriend. He's pleased and even asks her to invite the man over after her graduation. But things take a shocking turn when Willow overhears a conversation between Chief and Jonathan about a potential business merger, where Jonathan might take over management. To Willow, it sounds like confirmation of her worst fears that Jonathan has been after the company all along. Devastated and feeling betrayed, she disappears without explaining anything. Jonathan tries everything to reach her, but she ignores him completely. What he doesn't know is that Willow is hiding something huge. She's pregnant. When he finally finds her, he confronts her about it, hurt that she kept such a big secret. Willow lashes out, accusing him of betraying her with the merger plan, but Jonathan quickly explains the truth that he refused to take over the company and insisted she should be the one to lead it. Just as they begin to reconcile, Chief walks in and sees them together. Everything explodes. Furious, Chief feels completely betrayed by Jonathan and has him arrested. Willow desperately begs her father to release him, and eventually he does, but with a strict warning to stay away from his daughter. However, the situation spirals further when Willow suddenly goes missing. A panicked Chief searches everywhere and eventually turns to Jonathan for help. Together, they find her, and during the confrontation, Willow suddenly falls sick and vomits. In that moment, the truth becomes undeniable: she's pregnant. Chief is overwhelmed with anger and disappointment, but also faced with reality. Slowly, he begins to accept the situation, realizing that pushing them apart won't change anything. In the end, he gives his blessing, accepting Jonathan despite the age difference and everything that happened. And in a final emotional moment, during Willow's graduation celebration, Jonathan gets down on one knee and proposes to her, turning a story that began with hatred into one of love, forgiveness, and family.